There's one thing that I've taken away from Shane Dawson's documentary. It's that Corey's in the house. That's right, I'm in the house. Today, I'm finally giving my take on Shane Dawson's documentary series, The Mind of Jake Paul. I won't lie, the first 3 parts bored me. I think Shane messed up really badly actually going the whole sociopath route with Jake Paul. I think he should have chose someone else. Wonder who that could be. Find out later on in the video. But where I want to start is part 4, because that's where things for me got really interesting. We got a sit down interview with Nick Crumpet, the man that I stole England from. It was never his to begin with. I'm just going to give him that because look how sad he looks in this documentary. You can tell it's still eating him up inside. But firstly, Nick exposed the Martinez twins. You remember them, you know, the twins that humped each other.
Oh,
That clip never gets old. Look at them, they're just going at it like rabbits. But the Martinez twins claim they left Team 10 because they were getting bullied due to all these pranks that Jake Paul was putting on them.
we were getting pranked every single day because we didn't say anything bad.
But Nick admitted all the pranks were fake. The ones where Jake was smashing down their room.
Like, pretty much everyone that's a little bit older knows that it's all fake. As I've never talked about this, but we're on the topic. I was super close to the Martinez twins, and we all loved each other, and then all of a sudden, they came out with this video saying that we were bullying them.
You bully us for like 8 months. Now it's our time. And I'm sorry, Jake. I'm so sorry.
Using examples from Jake's vlogs, like him being handcuffed to a bed or something, for not real. Like, it's so strange to say that. I don't.
All the ones the Martinez twins said were the reasons they were getting bullied were all fake, and they knew about it. It was staged. And I fully believe Nick here. Why else would he shit on anyone on Team 10? He's not even a part of Team 10. He has nothing to defend anymore. But here's where it all goes a little bit more, you know, disgusting, like just absolutely grim. Nick confirms to Shane about Logan Paul and Alyssa Violet hooking up.
Was the thing about Logan, like, hooking up with Jake's ex-girlfriend?
Alyssa had sex with his older brother, Logan.
How much of all of that is real?
No, it's very much real.
So, like, the Jake's brother hooking up with Jake's ex-girlfriend.
It was not, that wasn't planned. That'd be sick if that was planned.
But it happened?
Yeah.
I know, it was public knowledge. Everyone knew it, but hearing someone who actually knew it was true say it made me feel pretty ill. And this leads me all to what I want to talk about mainly today, is Shane's latest part to his series where he sits down with Alyssa Violet, and man, do we have some shit to talk about. Alyssa firstly revealed that the reason Jake had her around in the first place was for thumbnails.
How about you come out to LA? I can like just help you with that, maybe sign you to an agency and just, you know, like I'll take a percentage of you and you just help me in videos and I can be like your or you can be in my videos for just like my thumbnail and all that stuff.
So he kind of wanted a YouTube girlfriend.
Yeah, just for thumbnails though.
That's just the saddest fucking thing I've ever heard. But what we all cared about was Alyssa Violet hooking up with Logan, and here's what she had to say about that.
I wasn't like getting abused every night when he came home from work. It was never like physical abuse. There was some things like if we filmed a video and he had to push me into a bush, normally you would just like nudge someone or pretend to push someone, like just act like you pushed harder, but he would actually like shove me. And one time we got into a fight, he broke my brand new phone, and then I took his phone to try to break it, ran upstairs, he dragged me down the steps, and that's true.
Was that in a video or in real
No,
life?
that was in real life. And I want to clear the air because he's not like a physical abuser, like he's not an abuser, but it's mentally and emotionally 100%. Every day, 2,000 times a day. I can't even remember a conversation where it was like me walking away like feeling good about myself. I would hook up with him, sorry mom. I'd hook up with him, I would leave to go to my friend's house for like an hour, 2 hours, I'd come back, and then all of a sudden knock on his door, be like, hey, like, and then open up, there'd be a girl in there, and they'd literally be fucking right after we hooked up. And that happened not once, not twice, not 3 times, like so many times I've lost count.
So Jake would fuck girls in front of Alyssa. He would mentally abuse her and mess with her head. Alyssa also said, and this is the most hilarious part, that Jake would use the Team 10 angle, saying to girls that, you know, come look at the Team 10 house, come see if you'll be a good fit, to bang Instagram models.
It was Instagram models that he'd come over and be like, hey, like, we're scouting right now for Team 10, how about you come over, we'll see if you're a fit. They come over, he fucks them, they leave, and like they're never a part of Team 10. It was like he used Team 10 to kind of like have girls over.
That is an abuse of power if I've ever seen one. He's a CEO of a major company and he's using that to lure girls and Instagram models into his house, his home, Team 10, just to fuck them. But all in all, basically, Jake treats women like shit. And then Alyssa tells us about how, the story behind how Alyssa and Logan actually managed to hook up.
Then one weekend, he was going to like this lodge or something. He's gonna go snowboarding with his friends. And I was like, oh, I wanna go, cause like I was part of the group. I thought it was normal. And he was like, oh no, you need to like stay here. And there was no one else. Everyone in the house was going with them. And then I was like, well, why can't I go? He was like, oh, well, there's this girl going and I really want to have sex with her. He went with all my friends, left me, and then I was so pissed off. I was so fed up. I was so hurt. I was so disgusted. I just was at my breaking point. And then I hit up Logan and I was like, yo, like, let's hang out. And then we all went to a club, like a bunch of our friends together. And then me and Logan hooked up, and I don't even feel comfortable saying that out loud.
She was drunk in a club, and after everything Jake Paul did to her, Alyssa Violet acted out and shagged her brother. No. Ooh. Shagged his brother. She didn't shag her own brother. Now, do I blame Alyssa Violet for acting out and shagging Logan? No. I don't blame her. If Jake Paul treats you like shit, if he's acting out like that and just absolutely fucking your head over, abusing you mentally, doing all the shit, then you're gonna act out. You will act out eventually if someone does that to you. But what I can't wrap my head around is how Logan would do that to his own brother. Logan, mate, you are a sick and twisted fuck. And here's the icing on the cake. If it wasn't bad enough, apparently Alyssa Violet messaged him the next day regretting all of it and saying not to tell Jake about it. But Logan's response was,
we texted after and we were like, I was like, please don't ever like tell Jake, I don't ever want this to get out, like it was so stupid. And he was like, listen, like I'm a savage, I'm never.
What the actual fuckity fuck? What is going on? Alyssa said that Logan and Jake always have this feud and want to one-up each other all the time.
They're always trying to one-up each other, always.
And this all makes sense of why Logan did it. Logan's been eyeing up Alyssa Violet for ages. He put her in thumbnails and titles. He's been eyeing her up.
Here's your nipples, right?
Like yours?
No one knows that.
Oh, well, my whole vlog does now.
Did you want to make a baby? What?
Stop!
Yo, chill. Hey, whoa. You need to calm down.
Then I'm gonna cut the camera and we'll see what happens.
Always wanted to get one over on Jake. And how do you do it? What is the ultimate way, the most demasculating way to one-up your brother? Shag his girl.
Then I'm gonna cut the camera and we'll see what happens.
They are literally, in every sense of the word, Eskimo brothers. In fact, Jake and Logan Paul should be used in the dictionary for Eskimo brothers. And if you don't know what that means, it means two males who have been intimate with the same female. All I would say, and I'm getting angry thinking about it because I'm putting myself in Jake's shoes, if my brothers ever did that to me, if anyone ever did that to me, I would never speak to them as long as I live. I don't give a fuck. I would never, ever, ever. That is actually one of the worst things you could ever do to one of your brothers. And as much as I dislike Jake, this actually makes me feel sorry for him. I personally could not imagine going through that. That would actually mess me up so bad. Even though I have defended Alyssa and I don't think she's to blame, her actions afterwards, man, like, it's so dumb what she did. Goes on to talk about the Logan Paul diss track on Jake that she was in.
So just the diss tracks were like, it was just a fun thing to do in the summer, and like no one knew it was like real beef because everything was kind of like a secret back then. But I filmed the video with Logan and that blew up, and it was a fun experience just being a part of it. It was a lot of fun.
We get a hot scoop on Greg Paul.
You ready to come again?
Who now is threatening to beat up women.
We were done filming the music video, we went back to Logan's. I ran into Greg Paul, which I talk about in my video, and I was just like, oh hey, like trying to be nice, how are you? And he was like, you're such a whore, you're a slut, like if you were a dude, I would have beat the fuck out of you a long time ago, like you're disgusting, and like basically threatening to beat my ass. And he kept getting in my face, and Logan just sat there and like laughed.
It's just lovely, Greg. Everything I hear about you is so nice and positive. And before you said, Greg said if she was a guy, he'd beat the fuck out of her. Going up to a girl and saying that is just as bad. It means you want to beat the shit out of them, but you're holding yourself back because they're a girl. But in your mind, you want to beat the shit out of them. So Alyssa goes on to explain in the story that after she filmed that diss track and after she got confronted by Greg, But she had regrets about it already and wanted to go back to Logan to talk about whether it was a good idea and maybe pulling out of it.
And I went downstairs in my car, cried and cried and cried. I was like crying and I called Logan. I was like, hey, is this a good idea that I'm like on this diss track with you? Like basically asked him to come downstairs and talk to me about it. And he was like, oh, like, no, I don't have time, like, I have to edit this, I have to post this. And listen, Alyssa, like, I already have, like, your approval of being in this video. Like, I don't care about what you say now if you don't want to be in it. Like, I have you on camera saying that you're excited, so you can't, like, legally do anything to me. Like, I'm gonna progress no matter what you say, so I'm gonna post this.
And Logan completely shut her down, basically got what he wanted out of her, used her, and said he would make that diss track regardless of what she had to say. He didn't give a fuck about her feelings afterwards. He didn't care about what she said. Now, before I happily, and I can't wait to do this, before I rip Logan a new arsehole, I need to say my problems with Alyssa Violet. If, like you said in the Shane Dawson documentary, you were so regretful about sleeping with Logan,
I'm still disgusted by it, because it's not who I am.
then why the fuck would you hop on a diss track where Logan is literally gloating about having you on his dick?
Oh, that's Alyssa Violet, used to be your chick. Now she in the low gang and you know she on my team.
He even go as far to kiss him at the end. If it was that big of a mistake and you hated it that much, you would want to never talk about it again. You'd want to sweep it under the rug and you just would never want it out ever again. Like, you were worried about slut shaming and people like talking shit about you. But going on Logan's video and seeming almost proud now about doing it because that's the nature of a diss track, that is not going to help at all. Making that diss track was a massive mistake on Alyssa's part in the first place. I don't know what was going through her mind when she was making that. Like, was it for the clout? Most likely, maybe it was for clout. Maybe it was for fame. Maybe she got paid to do it, I don't know, but there's no reason why she should have done it if she regretted it that bad, other than some other incentive from Logan. Now let's talk about Logan, the one who Shane so far has let get away. The one who absolutely should be looked into for being a sociopath. He went on a video and confirmed he has sociopathic tendencies.
Sociopath is boiled down someone who is just more savage.
I'm a savage, I'm ever.
You guys can imagine tons of people, even people in my circle, close friends, like, yo, you're a sociopath, straight up. And I didn't know what the word meant, because is it a psychopath? Is that what it is? So I looked it up and I had to ask myself, I'm like, oh shit, am I a fucking sociopath? And for sure, some things I fit the description of. That's why I'm saying I prefer, if we're gonna label Jake a sociopath or not, doing it on a spectrum and where he lies on it. Because again, it's not just black and white. I'm also not wearing pants. Does that make me a sociopath?
No, but screwing your brother's girlfriend and saying it's something Mavericks do, that just might.
As much as I love Jake, we don't talk like normal brothers do, I think, as much as we should.
Oh yeah, I really wonder why Jake doesn't speak to you as much anymore, Logan. Logan doesn't even understand why Jake doesn't speak to him anymore. He just puts it down to his family being cuckoo.
Our family's a bit cuckoo, if you couldn't tell.
Not because they're cuckoo, mate. The only one who's cuckoo is you.
And I'm gonna cut the camera and we'll see what happens.
You're a horrible brother to Jake. Like, I still can't fathom it. Like, I couldn't put myself in Jake's shoes. And I honestly can't believe Jake has ever spoken to you again. And while we're at it, while we're talking about Logan, let's have a look at a few more things that also could make him a sociopath. Instantly, that colorblind video comes to mind for me.
Yo.
What? Talk. Words. What did you see? Did it work? Are you crying?
Because look at him, just faking and forcing every emotion out of him. He's just trying to ooze a tear out of him. Then we had the suicide forest incident, of course.
I think there's someone hanging right there. We just find a dead person in the suicide forest?
Why? Where we all questioned why the fuck Logan acted like that in front of a dead person. Why didn't he act human? Why was he so crazy? Was it because maybe he couldn't feel any emotions? Maybe he couldn't feel empathy? Because that would definitely explain why he acted as he did. Wouldn't excuse him from it at all, but it'd explain it. Then we have what we talked about before. Sleeping with your brother's girl. Saying it's a maverick thing to do. Using Alyssa Violet on the diss track and saying that when she had concerns and maybe didn't want to have it up, that she couldn't see you and basically telling her to fuck off because you got what you wanted out of her. You used her as maybe sociopaths tend to do. Shane, I do think you messed up badly here. Honestly. The Jake series, I don't think it should have been linked with sociopaths. I think what you're doing now, going around interviewing Team 10, collecting information about Jake, that's great. This is what I'm interested in. But the sociopath angle really, for me, was not it. Like, I did not want to watch it. It was boring to me. It felt very forced. However, Logan Paul, now that is someone who's clearly showing signs of being a sociopath and even admitted to having tendencies. I don't think he has tendencies. I think he's a full-blown one. Now, I'm not saying all sociopaths are evil or anything like this. I'm not trying to say that. However, I'm saying what Logan Paul does, he's just a piece of shit. Shane's series has not made me dislike Jake more. It's shown a bit more to Jake that we haven't ever seen before. Doesn't make me like him more, but it just shows a bit more that he's more human. But my God, has it made me hate Logan Paul. Jesus. Now, I want to know your opinions down below. What do you think about this series? What are your opinions on Logan Paul? Because now, this series for me is just set up that Shane has to do one on Logan. Surely, like, why wouldn't you? Also, before we end this video, a massive shout out to Firework again for sponsoring this video. Make sure to click the link in the description down below. Go download Firework, because these are the companies that are actually supporting creators like me, wherein YouTube are not. Also, I want to say sorry for the late upload. I've been away, I've been dealing with shit, and I've just been, you know, getting back into the groove of things. Uploads will continue from here on out. My Instagram is Pierce_Cav. I'm currently following people who like my most recent post on Instagram. If you go on my Instagram, like that picture, I will try and follow as many of you as I can. My Twitter is @CavusYT. Please go follow that for all the information. I always tweet out about my videos. I always tweet out if I have like something to say, so my Twitter is definitely something you need to follow. As if today's video, I'm back, it feels good. This documentary series is wild. I can't wait for the finale. If there's anything amazing coming out of that finale, yes, I will talk about it if you want me to. Please like the video if you're new. Please subscribe down below. You know, we're trying to hit that 1.1 milli. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, fuck off.